Now, listen, there are several problems in Africa, but in my opinion, the biggest of them is Africans' minds are very small. On average, Africans don't read. Now, today I want to share with you 7 books I think every serious African should read. Now, you're welcome back. I want to share with you 7 books I think every serious African should read. And by the way, this book is not coming by any specific law other than my own limitations and exposure. You know, these are books that have changed my life, and sharing them with you doesn't mean that is just the best books or whatever. It's just about me, what I think has changed my life, and I'm going to tell you the authors and how the book has actually changed my life. Now, the first of them is Maximum Achievement. Note that I'm not arranging this book in any particular order. Now, Maximum Achievement did change my life when I was still very younger. In a way that Brian Tracy, that's the author, Brian Tracy made me to realize that my life is in my hand. Yes, God influenced things, and yes, the country you were born could have some effect in the way you grow and what you believe and all that. But at the long run, it's all about what you decide to do with your life. So I made a decision that I'm going to expect so much from myself than from every other person. What happens to an average African is we tend to expect 90% of our life's problem to be solved by external forces, like government, like your parents, like whatever. And we tend to think, the remaining 10%, I can do it if only the 90% are solved by people. But the reverse is the case. If you want to go find life, you have to expect 90% of your life's problem to be solved by you. It's all about you. It's about you. Yeah. Then 10% remaining one, yeah, maybe external forces. And in my experience, by the time you have taken care of 90%, the 10% is actually easy to go by with. Now, I recommend Maximum Achievement for you because I think, yeah, if at all that doesn't struck you, other part of the book will struck you. Now, the other part is How to Win Friends and Influence People. I've read these books for a long time. I don't really know a part of this book that is still in me, but I remember when I nearly read the book, I became a people's person, if that is correct, in such a way that I suddenly became the most famous guy amidst my colleagues. Just because of this book, you know, using the strategy in this book to relate with people has actually helped me. And I think up to today, they are still part of the book that, you know, so let me give you 1 or 2 tips from how to win friends and influence people. Now, one major thing is that people want to feel honored. And one thing I think I still use to today, having read this book for more than, I think, about 10 years now, more than 10 years, is that criticizing people, you have to be conscious. First, it's not every time somebody messed up that you shout. And second, even if you have to shout, probably you don't do it for people who have low self-esteem. People you think if you shout at them, they receive it like that. They don't have a kind of, you know, bodyguard. You know, the best thing you can do is to go and read this book. Then I'm going to move forward from this. You know, the two are kind of like self-improvement book. So let me move a little bit in the ladder of self-improvement. Then I'll move to business books because I read a lot of them. Let me start with this. You can negotiate anything. I consider that book to be so precious because you are doing a whole lot of negotiation in your life. You may not be aware of it because, well, you don't know you are doing them. So it will be good for you to really understand you are negotiating every day of your life. Most importantly, if you have interest in business, you better go read this book because you are going to spend a whole lot of your lifetime negotiating. If you're a business person, I want to believe you are negotiating every single day of your life. Kind of like, you know, small way, big way, small way, big way. Now, after you have read this, then I'll recommend my, you know, Big Boss book, that is St. Godin, Purple Cow. You know, Purple Cow came with the concept of if you want to be successful in business, you have to be different. That is basically the summary of the book. But you really have to read it to understand what I mean by that. You know, you have to be different. You don't have to do things the way everybody else is doing it. If you are not different, you can't go far. And that has been a very good help in my life journey. You know, I've always looked for a way to differentiate myself from her. The fifth one here is, you know, idea virus. You know, idea virus came with the concept of, you know, you must be smart enough to get to get people to talk about what you do. You must be smart enough to get people to talk about what you do. And there's a way to do that, really. I can't help to explain that. Yeah, the book is free. I think you can have a free copy of it. Just Google it. Some of this book, most of this book I'm recommending are so free. You can Google them. Then, the sixth book I would like, you know, every African to read, maybe that can help you, is What the Rich People Know and Desperately Want to Keep Secret. And the reason why I want you to read this book is because, you know, so many people really don't understand how to build business. They think you need money. They think you need government to help you. They think the economy as a whole affects them and whatever. No, there is this darkness in the world of business which I want to blame school for. And the reason is because, you know, so many people have been deceived for a long time. So it is hard for them to actually understand the truth about how life works. So maybe this book can help you. What the rich people know and desperately want to keep secret. Now, there are things the rich people know, and sorry, they may not tell you. Maybe you read this. The seventh one is actually my book, and you guess what? You feel like, is it because it's your book? No, because no, I've written about 5 books in this gene, but I won't recommend the remaining one for you because why? Well, you may have to pay for them, and of course, I don't want to do that right now. The 7th book is actually 13 Secrets School Did Not Teach You About How to Be Rich. Now, you can go read that one right now because you don't pay for it. Just look below this video, download it, read it right now. It's free, and you can get it in about 3 minutes. My name is Steve O. Courage. Why did I recommend all these books for you? I wish African can change. And, we can't change our continent until we change our content. It's about our content. Our continent is the produce of our content, individual content. That is, what you know, what you believe, what you do with your life individually is what adds up to become what our continent becomes. So the best way we can change our content is by changing what we read. Consuming entertainment news, consuming gossip news, consuming what doesn't add anything to your life. If we can change that to reading good stuff, reading good books, learning from people who have achieved greatness, and know how we can do so, maybe that can help us. That is the reason why I recommend these books. Most of them, I think about 5 of them, you could get them free on the internet. Just Google that. Now, the last one I can tell you, because it belongs to me, you can get it right now below this video. Thank you so much. Love you. And if you don't want to miss other video in this channel, before you go, make sure you subscribe and turn on the notification, because if you subscribe, you don't turn on the notification, you may not hear from us again. So subscribe now, turn on the notification, and do what? Share this video for other people to benefit. Thank you.